Lesson 334. Today I claim the gifts forgiveness gives.
Hi there. What if a single change in perception could unlock the amazing gifts that have always been available to us? What if this simple shift enabled us to live our lives in ways we can barely begin to imagine right now? Let's dive into Lesson 334 to uncover these treasures.
Today I claim the gifts forgiveness gives. I will not wait another day to find the treasures that my Father offers me. Illusions are all vain, and dreams are gone even while they are woven out of thoughts that rest on false perceptions. Let me not accept such meager gifts again today. God's voice is offering the peace of God to all who hear and choose to follow Him. This is my choice today. And so I go to find the treasures God has given me.
I seek but the eternal. For your Son can be content with nothing less than this. What, then, can be his solace but what you are offering to his bewildered mind and frightened heart, to give him certainty and bring him peace? Today I would behold my brother sinless. This your will for me, for so will I behold my sinlessness.
In other words, every day, in each holy instant, we are called to make the same choice. Do we focus on the world as presented by our ego and our perceptions? Do we choose to remain at the surface level of this world of illusions? Or are we truly determined to go beyond it, and will we choose to ask the Holy Spirit for glimpses of ultimate reality, to guide us in seeing the world through the lens of love and forgiveness, a world that in our hearts, we know to be true? If we aim to progress in our spiritual journey, as guided by the teachings of A Course in Miracles or any other authentic spiritual path, we should recognize that our commitment needs to be consistent over a period of time, to allow this new approach to set roots in our way of life. Our shift in perception must be continuous. It ought to become our prevailing mindset, an attitude we uphold naturally and effortlessly, without the need for constant reminders.
Lesson 121. Forgiveness is the key to happiness.
Lesson 122. Forgiveness offers everything I want.
Forgiveness is our purpose here. And forgiveness, as we've seen yesterday, isn't merely a personal act of pardoning, it's a fundamental shift in perception from fear to love, a change in perception that enables us to see conflict as rooted in illusion.
Lesson 333. Forgiveness ends the dream of conflict here.
And as we've been reminded the lesson before, we don't forgive for others but for ourselves, and our unforgiveness significantly impacts our ability to pursue happiness and self-realization.
Lesson 332. Fear binds the world. Forgiveness sets it free.
Illusions may trick us, and our ego may deceive us, yet we are learning to understand that following the ways of the ego and the paths of the world won't lead us to happiness. Instead, listening to the Holy Spirit, which speaks of love and forgiveness, will bring us peace and fulfillment. And by heeding the voice for God, we open ourselves to receive the wonderful gifts God has in store for us. What we truly desire is that which will last forever. In our lives, it is not the illusions, possessions, titles, or vain achievements that will endure, nor the perceived hurts, grievances, or wrongdoings, whether inflicted by us or upon us. What will last is the love that we have given and received. Let's just decide to value the eternal over the temporal. At the end of the day, or at the conclusion of our mortal experience on this earth, valuing the illusions and temporary dreams of the world we see becomes pointless. The desires rooted in ego are fleeting and illusory. True value lies instead in the spiritual truths and the eternal aspects of our existence, such as love, peace, and oneness with God. It is constantly a choice between two worlds. At any given moment, we might find ourselves caught up in petty reactions of our ego, holding grievances, or ruminating over something someone did to us. Alternatively, we might be obsessed with the same recurring thoughts, filled with depressing statements about who we are, the state of our lives, how things should be, why we aren't perfect, why we haven't achieved our goals, and so on. Or perhaps we're overanalyzing plans for projects, ideas, or tactics aimed at fulfilling ego-driven desires, which, in truth, are merely fueled by our fears and insecurities. All of these are the whims of our ego fighting to capture our complete attention. Yet, these are precisely the things we've described as fleeting and illusory. But which voice captures our attention at any given moment? Is it the voice of our ego, or the voice for God? Our journey likely involves more and more moments of listening to the Holy Spirit and enjoying the gifts that forgiveness brings. One instant after another, more and more instants every day.
Today I claim the gifts forgiveness gives.
Today, I claim the gifts forgiveness gives.
Today, I claim the gifts forgiveness gives.
What do you think of that? Aren't you curious to experience the gifts of forgiveness today? What if they are something so beautiful that you could never have imagined until now? Continue with your practices morning and evening, and keep today's idea in mind throughout your day, every hour. Whenever you feel troubled or realize that you've unconsciously chosen to see the world as your ego wants you to see it, gently remind yourself.
Today I claim the gifts forgiveness gives.
You're doing great. See you tomorrow for another powerful lesson. Just a quick reminder, we're currently exploring the section titled, What is the Ego? If you haven't watched the introduction to this section yet, be sure to click on the video link that will appear on your screen shortly.
If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment. Thanks. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. There's a new lesson every day.